63 years of independence, 63 years of promises, 63 years of patience. It's time for governance now. Governance now. Let's make it work.
But the mechanics by which we assure that right, there's still a lot of experimenting that has to be done. I haven't said anything directly about governance. I mean, this explains my point that, you know, it would be wrong to come to the conclusion that everything is fine, 10% growth is okay, that's going to happen anyway, but let's worry about governance. I mean, all these things I've described are not going to happen just like that. They're going to require changes of policy, changes of attitude, more expenditure. Of course, that expenditure has to be effective, and governance comes in there. But I think there's also a broader concern about governance, which, I mean, you mentioned corruption, and obviously that is at the root of what a lot of people think. I mean, the corruption's not new, and it's not only in India, it's everywhere. But I do think that when a country is not succeeding, when nobody is doing well, when everybody is sort of staggering along at 3.5% and 4% growth, people don't think about this aspect. But the moment you get a growth process that is rapid, anyone who feels left out, you can understand that they feel that, look, there are all these schemes that are directed at me, and if I'm not getting there, then there must be some massive failure of governance, or generally called corruption. How we handle that, actually what I would be very interested in, there are management solutions for this. And I would welcome organizations like the All India Management Association to provide management solutions that will actually cut the possibility of corruption. You know, we in the Planning Commission are about to launch the approach to the 12th plan. And we want to do this very differently. I mean, we want to make it a much more inclusive process. So what we've decided is that as we develop our ideas on the approach to the 12th plan, and governance will be one of the key issues there, and it impinges on many, many different things and surfaces in many, many different ways, we want to actually have a portal that will lay out our thinking and encourage people to write into the portal giving us suggestions. So quite frankly, there are 15 major flagship programs of the Government of India. These are the expenditure programs. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee, the Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, the midday meals, the ICDS, a whole lot of others. An enormous amount of money is spent on these programs. I think it's a management challenge. Look at how it's done, look at the process, and if you can provide managers solutions that make the process more transparent and achieve greater accountability, we would be very welcome. We would welcome such suggestions, and hopefully, as we move to formulate the 12th plan, some of these things can be built into guidelines. I mean, there are many, many examples. For example, you know, whether it's getting tickets or getting your income tax refund or whatever, if these things are all done online, it eliminates possibilities of corruption. I mean, similarly, when you're making payments for the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee, if you move away from cash payments, even move away from having to go to a post office to present your passbook, and I think Kamath spoke of financial inclusion. I mean, if the banking correspondent model enables people armed with Nandan's unique ID sort of number to give a greater degree of confidence that we are not having bogus individuals listed, it should be technically possible to have money transferred into the account of a person without any interface between a government functionary. And all you need is the certification that this much work was done. And then the money would be transferred automatically into the account of whoever it is certified has done that much work. I'm not saying, by the way, that even there possibilities of corruption don't exist, because after all, whoever certifies that you've done the work there is some minimal but what you avoid is a situation, what you do is you zero in on, you minimize the area where the problem can arise. And if civil society wants to focus on areas of weakness, it's much better to have a system where the areas of weakness are narrowed down and everything else moves smoothly. Then all you have to worry about, you can be sure that the same person is not getting payments under 2 different names if you have a unique ID. You can be sure that money is being transferred automatically to their account. The only thing you have to be sure about is that they actually did the work. Now that is an unavoidable minimal, but what it will do is those who want to zero in on governance problems will then focus the spotlight on just that one issue. Now similarly, in other schemes, you can get similar instances where, and you can build into the mechanism. I was just speaking to Murthy yesterday, and I was told this, here is a misuse which should surely be easily identifiable. That somebody told me that under one of these insurance schemes, several men have been reported as having hysterectomies, and the service providers have been reimbursed for that process. Now, I mean, this is not very difficult to build in double checks that prevent that kind of misuse, at least. So I think we need a serious managerial input. Of course, endorsement of values, living up, those are the essential human requirements without which nobody, whether a businessman or a shopkeeper or a citizen or a government official, can actually expect to produce good results. But on the whole, I feel that merely relying on moral values and leaving systems wide open to misuse is a bad idea. And I think the comparative advantage of the All India Management Association must be in making suggestions on system improvement, and then all of us can do whatever is necessary on the moral side. Thank you.